This is my new Polygon Siskiu T9 UDH. Under $3,000, right to my doorstep. In this video, we're gonna cover everything that happens from the time it lands in the driveway till that first ride. But above all else, should you buy a bike online? Let's dig in. It can be pretty hard to find stock of extra large bikes for giants like me, both online and at brick and mortar stores. But once I found this thing and it shipped, it arrived at my door in 5 business days via FedEx. Now the box is freaking huge. 66 by 34 by 10 at 40 pounds. You might want to have someone with you or at least a dolly to help you get it inside. With all of these online bike companies, the setup will be 80% complete for you. It'll come with the handlebars, seat, and front wheel detached and affixed to the side of the bike, all tucked nicely in the box. So let's talk about what comes with the bike to help you put it together, as well as a few nice to haves that'll make your job easier. BikesOnline's kind enough to send you a pedal wrench, nice set of alloy pedals, a multi-tool / torque wrench, and of course all the guides and manuals. And they even toss in this nifty little bottle opener. You'll also need a suspension pump, and a pair of pliers wouldn't hurt. Now if you want to go tubeless from the get-go, you'll also need tire levers and some tubeless sealant. And if you're feeling extra bougie, grab yourself a bike stand. But not required. Now we're off to the races. Keep the bike nice and steady with one of the cardboard blocks. And let's get those handlebars on. Use that torque wrench, make sure you don't over torque these things. I think it's 4 nanometers. Flip the bike over, and it's time to get the front wheel on. Using the supplied tool. Make sure you line up that brake disc and slide that front wheel in. Perfect. Now the seat post can be a little tricky. You'll want your pliers to help get the barrel in there, and then as you're threading in the seat, make sure you pull out the extra cable out the front so it doesn't get bound up. So give it a quick test, make sure it works, and we're set. I think we're ready to ride.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Thanks, squirrels. Every new bike needs probably a solid hour of dialing in, which no one seems to cover when they're talking about getting a bike on the internet, which is wild to me because that's the difference between a bike just riding all right and one that rips, bruh. Now don't let that intimidate you. People overcomplicate it. In the end, your goal, if your name is not Cajun, is to get about 15% sag on the fork and about 25% sag on the shock. Cajun runs 0 sag. Now your bike should have shipped with your suspension manuals, which will have charts in there to help get you started. But if not, most manufacturers will have a number or a QR code so you can easily look up the recommended settings chart on their website. So what you'll need when looking at the chart is your fully kitted weight. That means water, bike shoes, jersey, pants, everything, fully kitted up. That weight, you'll find that on the chart. Fox will recommend a pressure setting and a rebound setting for that pressure. You just loosen the cap, screw on the pump. It'll let a little air out, that's normal. Check where you're at. If pressure's too high, press this button, let a little air out. If it's too low, pump it up. Now after you set the pressure, set your rebound. This thing can be a little tight, just grab you a rag or a paper towel or something like that to help you get it loose. Anyway, take this dust cap off. There's your pressure valve there. Take the same exact pump and do the exact same thing. Now again, too much, you let some out. Too little, you pump her up. Now I do like to run my sag a little less than what they recommend. I'm about 180 pounds and I do go about 10% sag and about 5% less sag on the rear, so 20% sag, and I find that to be just perfect. But I haven't ridden this T9 in enough crazy places yet to really figure out what my favorite settings are, but that's where we're at right now.
So where have I been riding? Well, I've been putting the T9 through its paces on the XC single track. I'm working on getting the kiddo as stoked as I am on mountain biking. I think it's working.
Oh goodness, y'all are gonna stop right there, aren't you? No!
I was looking and I was like,
I should have known.
I tried to get over there.
What do you think? All right, back to setup.
Now let's talk about tire pressure. This is a pretty hot topic. Now this thing ships with pretty nice Maxxis 29 by 2.4 tires. And let's talk about what the ideal pressure is for this type of tire. Now it's gonna depend on where you ride, so I'll get you set up with kind of a middle ground. Now to do this, you will need a bike pump. I got a Bell one from Walmart about 10 years ago, and it's worked great. So don't overspend here. Head to Walmart, your local bike shop, Amazon, snag one, but you will need one. Now this thing shipped with the tire pressure a little higher than I like for trail riding. I aim for around 22-23% for trail riding. So if you have your bike pump, what you want to do is just let a little bit of air out like that. Check the pressure until you get it right. This isn't rocket science. If you need another video on it, let me know. Now there are some benefits to running super low pressure. You need to go tubeless before you do that, otherwise you're going to get a pinch flat. We'll save all that for a different video. So would I buy a bike online again? Well, I think you know the answer to that. It's a perfect fit for someone like me. Now, I've bought bikes from the local bike shop. All of my kids' bikes came from the local bike shop because I love those guys. But most of my bikes came from the internet, either through Facebook Marketplace or brand new from BikesOnline or somewhere like it. So who should buy a bike online? Well, people like me, people that don't mind putting things together, dealing with warranty issues kind of yourself with BikesOnline support. You don't have a local bike shop to go to, and you don't mind kind of getting your hands a little dirty and figuring out some things on your own. Who shouldn't buy a bike online? Well, honestly, I think anyone can. As I've showed you today, it's pretty straightforward to set it up. Even if you don't want to do all of this setup, any local bike shop worth their salt will help you out with all of this for a small fee. Give them some business, they're awesome. So with all that said, if you do decide you want to buy a bike off the internet, we've got an affiliate link in the description and you can find it on slowpokeshred.com. That'll support me and get you a rad bike, and well, I'll even give you a solid fist bump too. If you're still here, I'd appreciate a subscribe and comment what else you'd like to know about the Polygon lineup, buying bikes online, or whatever else an intermediate mountain biker like myself can tell you.
Shredtastic!